What is going on? Welcome to episode 81 of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh. Whew, we're doing this live, boys.
We're doing it live.
Player 2, hey, what's up, man?
What is going on, and what is up, NPC Familia? It's your boy, Hate Zero, your hero.
My hero. Player 3, Joe After Work, what's up, dude?
Oh man, where's my controller?
How are you, buddy?
Good, man. Good. Chilling. We had some good talks right before stream.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I fit right in with you dudes.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, you've got the sickness now, so we're all good. We're all good. Well, hey, if you guys enjoyed that music and you just got to hear it live on stream for the first time, that's music from On Being Human. You can check them out on Spotify and YouTube. Remember, this is the unofficial Nintendo podcast. The official one's just called the Nintendo Power Podcast. Go check it out on iTunes, Google Play. You'll find it. If you want to get yourself a free book from Audible, you can go to audibletrial.com/NPC. There you can choose from books like Ready Player One or Console Wars. Great stuff. Go check it out. Tons to choose from. audibletrial.com/NPC. The chair I'm sitting in is from OP Seat. You can go to opseat.com and check out the Master Series and the Grandmaster Series and save yourself $10 at checkout by using coupon code N64Josh. That's opseat.com. Also, I have a Patreon. So if you want to get yourself an extra podcast each month or some other exclusive content or even some free content, go over to patreon.com/N64Josh and check out all the details there. Lastly, NPC fam, if you want to rock an NPC t-shirt, you can. You can. Go to N64Josh.com/store and there you will find all the t-shirts that I offer, including the NPC t-shirt, which, hey, you can also get a Nintendo Powercast mug if you want to drink your coffee with power, right? There we go. We have a couple quick announcements. Couple quick announcements. This show happens live, 6 p.m. when we're on time. We're still working out some kinks, but we're getting there.
Sorry,
6 p.m. 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, twitch.tv/N64Josh. We have a Splatoon tournament this Saturday. I'm going to be streaming it starting at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. If you want to get involved, get on over to the Discord, n64josh.com/Discord. During that stream, I'm going to be giving away a few eShop gift cards. So if you want to win something, you want to come hang out, or you want to just join up, get into the Discord now, sign up. There is a pinned message in the Splatoon 2 server on Discord. So get involved. We'd love to have you join us. We're just playing for fun. It's going to be a good time. Lastly, I have a new podcast called the Smash Bros Cast, where we're covering nothing but Smash Bros. The first few episodes have been the history of the game, with one just news episode talking about what we know with the current Smash. That's it. That's the announcements. That's the ads. We're ready to get into the good stuff. Hey, what have you been playing, man?
Well, I found out I am terrible at video games when a game dropped last week. Little gem, Punch-Out. So I remember being decent, and maybe things have changed, or maybe the arcade version was always much harder, but I can't even beat the Joe Glass. Is that his name, or what's his name?
Glass Joe.
Glass Joe. Can't even beat Glass Joe. Like, I can barely get like 3 punches on him. So
okay, let's talk about this.
Do you have any tips?
Yeah, first of all, remember, this is a game that is designed to eat quarters. So
got it.
You've got to spend a lot of time. But Glass Joe,
I got the quarters.
Glass Joe doesn't hardly swing at you.
Yeah, and he has that horrible tell. His eyes turn yellow, so you know when to dodge, but he blocks every punch I throw. Body punch, head punch, doesn't matter.
It's body blow. Body blow. You guys.
Yeah, it's not for me. It's body block. Body block. What am I doing wrong? Help me.
You got to use motion controls.
That's not. That can't be the answer to the question.
Someone get him a Wiimote and a nunchuck.
Yeah, there you go. Are you standing on the Wii balance board? Because that helps also.
That's what I'm doing wrong, I think. I think that's what I'm doing wrong.
That could be.
Oh,
That could be. The cool dude is asking if Archives Punch-Out's any good. Look, I played it in the arcade. There's a nostalgia factor there. I mean, if I was going to go, I'm just buying this because I want a boxing game, probably going to skip it. If there wasn't nostalgia, honestly, probably would skip this one. I read on Reddit, somebody's like, I bought this and immediately regretted it. So unless you have the nostalgia for it, like...
Hold on, let's pause on that. It's $7. You know going into it what you're getting. What's the regret?
I'm just saying, if somebody's wanting a recommendation, I'm going to say if you don't have nostalgia for it, spend $8 on one of the good Neo Geo titles. That's...
Okay.
Buy Samurai Showdown, I don't know. So, you've been playing anything else? Is anything else not? I mean, you're playing Kirby. Are you beating that?
Yeah. Well, Kirby
beats
I'm
itself.
Not very far still, but yeah, I mean that's very refreshing comparatively.
You literally can leave that game running while you go to work, and it would be completed when you got home.
I should do that. I'm gonna bring the Switch, just let it hit go in the passenger seat, and I'll have it beat on my commute.
Dude, 427 says that's why you use gold coins. Guess what? I paid 90 cents for Punch Out. I used my gold coins on it. So
I paid $4.
There you go. Nice. Yeah. All right, Joe. After work, what have you been playing this week, man?
Yo, I just want to add, I shared a sentiment as a Glass Joe. When I played it on the NES Classic, I lost to him a million times. It took me about a good solid 20 minutes before I actually defeated Glass Joe on the NES Classic. So okay. I'm looking forward to this arcade version.
I think he's even harder on the arcade.
I wouldn't be surprised.
There's going to be a new disclaimer. You've got to be able to beat Glass Joe without even getting hit to be on the show from now on. That is the new.
Well, good night, everybody.
I'd like to see Josh try to get in there.
Yeah, so I'm complaining about it in the Discord, and Josh's like, I already beat the game. I already beat it. It had been out for like 6 minutes. He's like, I already beat the game. It's like, no, you didn't beat the game. Stop it. Stop it.
Oh
what Vodka Drunkowski or whatever? Like he was nothing, dude. Soda Popinski, vodka drunk. I don't even know. Anyway, Joe. Other than the moving game, have you been playing anything?
I've been playing Penny Punching Princess. I got the collector's edition from the NIS website.
What?
It's really neat.
Don't show me this.
What? No, I gotta show you the pins, at least.
I didn't know there was a collector's edition.
Oh, man, dude, if you go to NIS's website, dude, and you get the game early, consistently. They show up, a few days early or, the day before launch. It's crazy. It's got, a keychain also.
This is my sad face right here.
Dude, you have, an entire Switch collection. Come on now.
I know. There's a few.
Penny... And the Alliance Alive. 3DS lives. Damn it.
Look at that case, man. That thing's going to be worth a pretty penny. That's nice. That is nice.
And accessory related, my Switch charge case came in from Indiegogo finally.
Oh.
It's been a year.
Is that going to brick your system?
They've said. I know. I was scared when I was getting it. I was like, oh, crap. Now all this stuff is coming out about things bricking, and they said that it should be good. So
it should
I'm
be
gonna
good.
Hold them to it.
That gives you confidence.
Yeah. I mean, Nyko thought everything would be good, and well,
yeah,
they're going under now. Alka-Seltzer says we should keep him, meaning Joe. He knows things. So, there you go. Yeah. We'd actually give knowledge in this show for once. It's only been 81 episodes.
I definitely don't know things. I just make it up as I go.
We rely on Kirby Geek, the Oracle. Oh man. So that's quite a few games. That's rad, man. We're gonna get to know Joe after work now. Let's go back. Yeah, like that. That was like the time machine motion. What's your history with Nintendo?
Oh man, my history with Nintendo goes back to me being 3-4 years old.
I love it.
Playing Double Dragon: The Revenge on the NES. with my older brother. Like that's my first video game memory.
Nice.
Was that game. I was huge into beat 'em ups. Forgive me, I'm gonna mention some Sega stuff in a moment. Streets of Rage 2, 3.
Oh, gosh.
I have to mention that with beat 'em ups.
I don't even know. I don't know what he said there. Like, it went blank.
I'm banned.
My
My mic went mute.
Yeah.
Not Fatal Fury. Jeez. Final Fight was another one that I got into later on. I was just like a really big fan of beat 'em up games in general.
Wait, X-Men 2?
X-Men. Oh my gosh.
On Sega,
the
on the
arcade.
Genesis. The arcade, yeah. Arcade's good too.
The arcade was amazing.
Yeah.
TMNT, Turtles in Time.
Oh, dude. I'm tearing up right now.
TMNT 2, you can't mention. Those are like, you have to mention one with the other for sure.
Yeah.
That's more or less where my like gaming history starts, I guess, so to speak. Then of course, like my most of my time was spent with like handhelds. Like I wasn't always able to get time on the console since like I was part of a really big family. Like I'm middle of like 5 between half and step brothers and sisters.
Oh, wow.
So like time on the console could be limited sometimes, but then you can then there's days where like you can like play them, but like I can always have my Game Boy and like I could play Kirby's Dream Land or Pokemon Red,
right,
or like the Mega Man Extreme games on there. So that's sort of, I guess that's where I begin. A lot of handheld and a lot of beat 'em ups.
I love it. So what would you say is your favorite Nintendo console?
Oh gosh, damn
It
it.
was important. don't choose poorly.
Remember my name.
For me, I'm a weirdo. Everyone knows this. Here
comes Virtual Boy.
Answers. No, I won't get that bad. It's Game Boy Advance for me. Okay. In terms of like every single Nintendo console that's come out. I know if you want to stick to home consoles, then Super Nintendo, hands down. Final Fantasy VI, that is bar none my favorite game ever. But Game Boy Advance, just the fact that I can take a lot of those older Game Boy games, Game Boy Color games, and have like that generation of games in there all in one, it blew my mind. Like those Game Boy games were like had such a personal touch for me growing up that I was just easily able to get lost whenever at a moment's notice and like just load up Golden Sun or go Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 on there. Nice. I still got my cartridges somewhere here. I've even started going back and like buying like the really bad games like Resident Evil Gaiden. I was like, oh, I remember this game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and play this.
And then regret it. Yeah. That's
no,
really
never.
Cool. No,
it's Resident Evil. I can't.
Regrets. No regrets. Favorite Switch game at the moment?
At the moment, The Longest 5 Minutes. Probably the most underrated game for me this year.
Okay.
It's a JRPG-ish game. It's turn-based combat. However, the way the story's told is through flashbacks. So like you're already at the end of the game at the beginning, and as you're fighting the final boss, you get amnesia and forget everything. You don't know the names of your party members. You don't know the names of your moves. And so you're reliving the tale chapter by chapter and going through and like remembering why you're fighting this boss and all the events leading up to it. Really, really interesting stuff.
Huh. That's awesome. That is awesome. So give us the lowdown on you and your content. And you stream, you're part of a podcast. I think your co-host Nintendo Talk just came into the chat there. What's
Patty
up,
Wagon was going on.
Welcome. So what do you do and where can we find it?
Yeah, so I'm pretty easy to find. Joe After Work, J-O After Work on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. I cover everything Nintendo related on my channel. I do full playthroughs on there. We're doing a little bit of a retro kick right now with Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. I got to get back into that. We just wrapped up Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. And I do what's called Nintendo Spotlight on my channel every week. It's basically going through a couple of the new games. I pick like 1 or 2 a week that I'll go through. We'll play for about an hour. Just check it out, see if it's worth it for other people, because there are games that I'm legitimately interested in, and it's more of like a bite-sized taste of like, hey, here's what we can expect from this game. We have a conversation during it or afterwards, whether people plan on picking it up or like what they liked, what they didn't like. And it's kind of like a good, because I upload all this stuff over to YouTube after the fact, and I edited out certain things a little bit. And it's kind of like a good note for developers, because I have a lot of indie games that I cover on my channel. And if someone's out there that's any of the devs that are looking at these games and trying to get some sort of feedback, that's sort of what Nintendo Spotlight is, that core purpose of, is like, show off this game, give it a moment to shine, and if it gets views, whatever. If it doesn't, great. It's like, there's people like Super Beat Sonic. When I was playing that game, they showed up in the middle of that stream, or like the people that made the Fall Part 2 and put that up on Switch. They showed up on there like, oh man, this is great. Like, people were chatting with the developers in real time, which was dope.
Nice.
Sometimes they'll give a game to people in the chat, which that's amazing. Like, they don't have to do that, but they go out of their way and do it anyway. And like, it's really awesome, because I feel like, for as much as Nintendo gives recognition to certain developers on the eShop, there's not enough curation on that platform to really like go out there. So like, I like to pull out the gems and sometimes be like, all right, this game probably isn't going to get that big recognition, which is why I'm such a big fan of The Longest 5 Minutes, is because that is a sleeper. People have not gone back, and it's probably because of the price. NAS tends to gear towards like the higher mark, like the $30-$40 range, which sometimes that's not everybody's ammo. Is a game that no one knows, but if I'm here playing it and showing it off, people are like, oh wow, that game seems like it might be actually really worth it. I'm gonna pick it up and check it out. Or now with the gold coins, they can use part of that and get a little bit of a discount too. So It's a little bit of give and take with that. I also do an awesome podcast as well, like you guys, Planet Nintendo, which I'd love to have you guys on.
Yeah, let's do it.
So
anytime.
We'll figure it out. And that's with my boy Nintendo Talk. That's over on his channel, youtube.com/Nintendo Talk. And it's not so much current events based. It's more like probably the best way to explain it, and I might lose people here, is Game Over Greggy Show. Greg Miller, formerly of IGN. More like a topic-based, like we all bring a topic to the table and we discuss it, and it's usually Nintendo related or sometimes YouTube or Twitch related. So that's every week as well, and that's over on YouTube. So we do it like pre-recorded and stuff like that.
Nice. Well, very good. Very good. Well, make sure to follow, guys. Make sure to follow Joe after work. I think he's... type in the chat if you get a chance, man. They can click your name if you're in Twitch right now. You guys can make sure to give Joe a follow. We oftentimes will go and raid Joe after this show is over on Tuesdays. Joe and I met. Yeah. We were both playing Xenoblade. There was a small community of streamers streaming that game, and so I jumped over and rated him, or he rated me. I don't remember exactly, but I just remember we would peek in on each other's streams, go, oh, you're further than me, I gotta go, but here's the raid, see you later. And that's kind of how it went for like the entire time we were both streaming.
It was awesome.
Xenoblade. Yeah. And then
something magical happens when you raid Joe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, go ahead and fill us in.
So the Reginator, Reggie Fils-Aimé, president of Nintendo North America, likes to make an appearance on my stream sometimes. There's actually 2, but that's the raid one. And he'll come in and he'll show up for a fight. So, if you're coming in with a bunch of people, you got to be ready to fight the Reginator. Sometimes, by sometimes I mean all the time, he will win. He's just too strong. And then there's Miyamoto. Don't ever expect anything nice from him. That's why we call him Mia No-No in my streams. Yeah. He's just thumbs down on everything. There's just 2 things to expect when you come in. Those are the 2 rules. Reggie comes for a fight. Miyamoto disapproves everything.
Yep, Miyamoto now.
Yeah, and based on the fight, I think Reggie should actually. I'm thinking at this point his last name is Honda because it looks like E Honda back there, just doing the 1,000-hand slap. Just
It's from the what was it? Was it Smash?
I
The
think
reveal
so.
for Smash.
I think so.
That's hilarious. That's funny.
Oh my god!
Oh, it's good stuff. It is good stuff. Well, I'm gonna try our first sound effect for the news. Here we go. All right, so our news and talking points. We have a lot to cover. A lot to cover. First, Mario Odyssey, Satellaview, astronaut costume. How do you guys feel about this? You like it? You love it?
I'm excited anytime they give us free content. Unexpected free content is even better. I'm hopeful that they keep pushing this game along and give us some actual levels. But the satellite outfit for Mario, I mean, how can you not enjoy that? It looks so cool.
What and so obscure, right? Like what Satellaview was like a device that you could download games to your Super Nintendo in Japan only.
Yeah.
What like what? And it's basically there's a little ad for it and there's a cartoon drawing of Mario looking like an astronaut and they just
right in space.
So obscure. So obscure. Have either of you guys picked this up yet?
No, I haven't.
I know I'm terrible
Negative.
too. Yeah. I'm just gonna lie. Of course, I've got both of them. What are you talking about? Yeah, no. And
I'm sure they downloaded themselves.
Yeah, probably right. It was free, right?
Yeah.
I just love this weird side of when Nintendo gets weird, and they just give us the most obscure things on the planet. Like things that we don't even get in the US. Like we never had Satellaview. Like yeah. I think people are also waiting for that. Did it come out already? The Isle Delfino costume, the Mario Sunshine outfit. Is that a thing yet?
That came.
Still waiting for that? Yeah.
That was with the Luigi world.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, I know people were waiting for that one. See, that's how long it's been. I beat Mario Odyssey and I haven't gone back yet.
I'm excited for them to. What was the NES or Famicom like stock exchange thing that they had? Maybe they'll do some weird reference to that and give Mario like a stockbroker outfit.
Yeah, and wasn't that like only available in Minnesota? Like in the States?
Yeah, something that was the trial market was like Minnesota. Because they're known for their stock trading, I guess. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, there we go. Splatfest this weekend. Baseball versus soccer. Joe, what do you pick?
Boom, I'm Bronx. I guess I can say I'm a Bronx boy, even though I've been everywhere in New York City. Baseball, man. Baseball. This soccer business. Come on now. Get out of here.
Eric?
I'm going football all the way.
How much Splatfest do you plan on playing?
I might be able to actually jump on a little bit this weekend. I have some free time for the first time in a long time. So maybe I'll join.
I picked soccer only because it seemed like more people in the Discord were going soccer, although baseball is what I played as a kid. I only got picked early on the soccer teams just because of how violent I was. So baseball was my jam growing up, though. So
oh man, so it's like baseball versus soccer right now. Legit,
it really is.
I got everyone baseball in my Discord.
Yeah, so it's. I think we have one person that's baseball in our Discord. The cool dude is baseball. So like I said, I would have picked baseball, but I was just like we found last time with the eggs versus chickens or whatever, it was a little bit tough for the eggs to find a team. So we kind of just coordinate that way versus what we actually want.
Soccer is the sport of the entire world, right? Oof. So, I mean, how can you beat football? Baseball is only played in like
can
America
and
Cuba.
Call it soccer.
So
and Japan.
Yeah, barely. Like they play like t-ball or something. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, neither of those are my sport. If they have basketball in there, then I'll get involved.
Oh man.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I wonder what the colors are going to be for baseball versus soccer, because I mean, uniforms are white and baseballs are white and soccer balls are white and black. So I just hope it's not that off-white color that was really off-putting with the chicken versus egg.
No, it's just gonna be black and white like the original game. Since we recently found out it's gonna look like it's gonna look like a soccer ball. That's what we're getting. I'm calling it right now. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I think the colors are red and green. I don't even remember looking at the sign. I think soccer was green, but I don't know if that'll mean anything.
Grass field.
OG Nate Dogg says he picks
okay,
cricket.
okay.
You got to know what a crumpet is to play cricket. If anybody gets that reference, I love you.
Oh no. No. Okay, let's be real. Who doesn't get that reference? If you
Jose
don't get the
Canseco
reference,
bat?
go ahead and leave.
Tell me, you didn't pay money for this? All right. Rocket League has a massive update. I'm gonna break down the headlines real quick, and we'll talk about this. Eric, do you have the notes in front of you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to break this down real quick?
Sure.
Just kind of touch on it real
Just
quick.
read through, huh?
Yeah, just real quick. Rub the mic in your beard. Don't forget.
Players can now create and join tournaments.
Ooh.
Quality connection status icons will appear in the HUD if players are experiencing connection problems. Players can now receive a chat ban that restricts the banned player from sending chat messages in online play. Nintendo Switch video capture and quality mode have been added. Expanded inventory organization and filtering in the garage. Enhanced crowd audio. I think it's that. Oh, no, there's more. Rocket League X Monster Cat Volume 2 is now available to all players under music playlists.
Okay. Now, we'll hit the Nintendo Switch stuff. Ready? Video capture's been added. This is a good thing. Have you guys been using this feature since it came out? Joe?
Barely.
No, not that much.
I tested it.
Yeah. It's the best
about
for
it?
capturing when dreams are crushed in Mario Kart. That's the best time to because then I can tweet and then I get tweets back at me like, "Oh, thanks for I think it was Tato. I can't remember his name exactly now with it upbeat in front of me. It's a fun name to say, but he tweeted at me, "Hey, thanks for taking me out with the piranha plant last night in Mario Kart." Right at the finish line. So,
oh my god,
it's good stuff for sure. So this is cool in a game like Rocket League where there's all kinds of big plays, things like that. This is a good thing. A little bit of Xbox record that on the Switch. It'll be that's good. I like that. And that goes through how to use the video capture. Everybody should know how to do that. Switch players can now choose between performance and quality under the video tab in the options menu. So performance mode is 60 frames a second, docked, optimized for 60 frames, 900p, can scale down to 60 frames 720p, handheld optimized for 60 frames 720p, can scale down to 60 frames 576p. Quality mode
576 total garbage.
Right, it's very specific. No more.
It's not as bad as Xenoblade.
No less. Quality mode is 30 frames a second, but you're going to stay at 1080p. Handheld is 30 frames a second, but you're going to stay at 720p. So they're giving you the option because, I mean, look, I don't know if you guys have played Rocket League on the Switch and you've seen the, what's the exact term they use? It's like dynamic scaling or something like that, or dynamic resolution. And
sounds right.
It looks, I've seen, I think Super Nintendad posted in our chat, like like right after the game came out, like, this is a Super Nintendo game. Like, what is going on? Like, it was so pixelated, But to keep it at 60 frames, I mean, hey, it makes sense. It makes sense. But if you really just want it to look sparkly the whole time, but just run a little slower, Go with 30. What, Joe? Do you play Rocket League?
No, not. Oh, no, I have the game and I've played it a couple times. I am terrible. That's a game that I will proudly admit I am absolute trash in that game. But I like the fact that they're bringing these quality options to it. I think that'll kind of help, hopefully, smooth things out. They got to fix that handheld mode though, because that's approaching Xenoblade Chronicles 2 territory where it like drops subpar 480p, and I felt like my screensaver was doing one of those, like it was turning into a screensaver that like would pixelate and then turn back into something else,
like the end of Solitaire. Almost.
Yeah, yes. I was like, what's happening to my screen? And then the fan would just go. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put back in dock mode. You're just gonna chill there. I'm gonna watch it on the TV now.
Yeah, good call. Good call. Eric, you have Rocket League on Switch? Yes. No.
Negative.
Okay. Is this now gonna get you to pull the trigger?
I got the game free on PS4, so I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's okay.
If enough people play it, I probably won't be able to fight the urge.
We streamed it last night. There is now a Rocket League server in the Discord, voice and chat, like
I saw that
message.
Nice.
So
I saw that.
I think Rocket League's going to become part of the regular community games, part of the clubhouse.
The clubhouse.
Yeah, that's what we're calling the Discord now, guys. The clubhouse. So come be part of the club. Let's see here. Playable games at PAX East. This is okay. Can we like? I don't want to completely fanboy out on Nintendo here, but like, what are the other companies doing as far as games that are playable at PAX right now? Like,
they're losing the war is what they're doing.
It's crazy. Like, I have an Xbox. I've been an Xbox fan since about half, like, I don't know, a year into the original Xbox's life cycles when I finally broke down and said, okay, Halo is amazing and I must play it. They just released Sea of Thieves. It looks fun. I have it. I just haven't opened it. It looks good. People are kind of enjoying it. But that was the big deal for them. Here's Nintendo. Like, look at this list of playable games at PAX. Ready? Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, Sushi Strikers: The Way of Sushido, Dark Souls Remastered, Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. You all right, Joe? Travis Strikes Again, No name. More Heroes. SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Okay. No, are we done? No. Hey, are we? No, we're not done yet. Now let's talk indie games. Dead Cells, The Messenger.
Pause. You skipped over the game I'm looking forward to most.
Oh, my bad. My bad. It's because of my pages of my notes. Just Shapes and Beats. Yeah. Lumines, I think I said it right that time. Remastered. Did I say it right? Lumines. One day I'll get it right. One day.
Lumines.
Yeah, everybody got triggered last time. I mean, didn't hear the end of it for a while. I was trying to hide from Discord.
I hear that Lumines is a good game.
Is that like the new Minesweeper? Lumines? Like,
you can play that with Altair. With the Lumines.
Adeline, Lumines. There we go. All right, let's play some Lumines. We got Runner 3, West of Loathing, Pool Panic, Pode the Henchman and Goon. No, I'm sorry. Pode from the Henchman and Goon. It's just Pode. Garage has a little asterisk by it. Next Up Hero. That's a list. That is a list of games. Next week, guys, Shellshock Prime is going to join us, and he is going to let us know how some of these games played on the Switch. Hopefully we get to hear about a little Wolfenstein, maybe a little Dark Souls, some Sushi Strikers. Those some of the ones I'm kind of hoping. I know how the lines are at these things, so it's kind of insane, but
Yeah, but are lines a problem anymore? Like you've got your Switch with you, like
No, they're good.
I mean, now's an amazing time to be alive.
It is. It is.
I will say I spent 4 hours on a line at E3 last year for Mario Odyssey, and I made some friends, and we played a lot of Mario Kart for those 4 hours, and it was
awesome.
amazing.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's very cool. Very cool. So, out of this list of games, Joe, which one are you most excited to get more info about?
Oh man, more info about. I gotta say, The Messenger. I want to see more of that. That game just looks wild. I love the time traveling aspect of it, where it's like shifting graphics from 8-bit to 16.
Yeah.
I just want to see more wildness on there. A lot of these, I will say, next up, Hero. It's in early access. I have the early access, and I played a little bit of it, but I want to see a release date already at this point for this game. I hope it doesn't become a thing where it's like, all right, early access hell, and it just stays there forever and never actually gets a true release. That's my worry with a lot of those. What was it? It used to be called Project Greenlight on Steam or whatever.
Right, yeah.
So I hope that game actually does come out this year. Inti Creates, I think, is bringing Marked for Death at their booth at PAX. I know it's not on the list here, but it is for Nintendo Switch, and I love Inti Creates. They're one of my favorite indie devs. I'm super pumped for that game to come out because it's something different outside of Azure Striker, which is a game I adore, that series.
Right on, right on. Eric, how about you? What out of this list? What are you stoked for?
Well, I would love to see some footage of Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Obviously, I suspect it's going to be better than the Doom port, just because it's the same engine. They've had a lot of time with it, more time than I suspect they had with the Doom port. And then the other one is I want to see more about Just Shapes and Beats in the indie direct. I forget what those are actually called. The Indie Showcase.
Nindies, brother. Nindies. Your
No,
favorite
it's
word.
called the Indies Showcase.
He doesn't like
They
Nindies.
they showed Just Shapes and Beats really quickly, and as you guys are aware, I love these electronic beat games. Floor Kids is my jam. Sound Shapes back in the day was a game I spent a lot of time in. It's just so fun to play those types of games for myself. So those are probably my two.
I think for me, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm really excited for Sushi Strikers. Honestly, I want to.
I'm with you there, dude.
I want to
I'm
go
with you
hands
there.
on. I'm like, you know what? I have a couple kind of puzzle games on the Switch, but I want goofy Nintendo puzzle game, and this is it. I mean, if you look back on the NES, we had things like Wario Woods and Yoshi and Yoshi's Cookie and Dr. Mario, all these kind of things. So let's get some new and this is off the wall. I'm going to be hungry the entire time I play this. I know I am.
Just have some sushi while you're playing Sushi
I
Striker.
know it's going to be the best.
If I can add, Hyrule Warriors
Yeah.
is great on Switch. I have the Japanese version.
That's
plays
right, you
really
cheater.
smooth. It's
I was
a
in that
fun
stream.
game. That's right. Oh man.
I was like,
Call
tell
me
me
a
where to
cheater.
go next, Joe. Tell me, where do they want you to go? That's right. You don't know. This is what cheating gets you, Joe. This is what cheating gets you.
Oh
Cheating.
my god. Listen, I could bust out the Google Translate, but I like to story. This is my Joe After Work translation edition, all right? Link's hunting for the perfect cheeseburger right now, okay?
I love it. I love it. I was listening to Run Jump Stomp and on the Switchcraft, and he is undecided about Wolfenstein based on not having it portably, but having motion controls versus not. Because Doom recently was updated with motion controls, and so that's a selling point for him, and maybe for some other people as well. I thought the motion controls on Doom they worked. I won't use them. I just don't. That's not for me. Maybe I could practice with it. I don't know, but I'm curious about Wolfenstein for sure. So, and even a little more Travis Strikes Again, and like you said, The Messenger, that game. I think that's gonna be one of the indie titles that I really dig into this year. So I'm looking forward to that. This is kind of sad news, kind of bummer news. It's It's kind of unfortunate, but some third-party docks are bricking the Nintendo Switch since the latest update. And according to one Reddit user, don't cry. Don't cry. It's all right,
It's
boys.
just too much.
It's
It's too
okay.
much. We shouldn't
Hey,
have dead Switches.
I know, we shouldn't. We shouldn't. But according to one Reddit user, he called Nintendo, and they're taking care of it for him at no cost. So, hey, that's nice. There's still an issue there. They may not save your saves.
Can I go?
Yeah, you can go. You can go.
Can I
He's ready. He's ready.
I see your hand is up. Go ahead, Eric. You may speak. Yep, you may speak.
So, what this means to me is a company generally doesn't do things out of their good graces. This means there is a problem, and the problem is likely on Nintendo's end, in my opinion. And that's why they're fixing it for free out of the generosity of not wanting to turn this into a lawsuit. That's my take on it. Hopefully I am wrong. But as long as you use first-party stuff, it's probably fine. But from the report I heard, and maybe it wasn't a report, maybe it was a random guy in a dark alley, they said that the USB-C on the Nintendo Switch is not using like the industry standard, something to that effect. If that is true, that was a really poor choice, and we might be getting like a micro revision to the Switch that doesn't look like much to us, but Switch 1.01 may be coming sooner than later.
Yeah. What just to add on to what you were saying was, so apparently the ports outside of just it not being USB-C compliant, along with the third-party companies that happen, when you use a charger that is a third-party, it draws 300% to the Switch, which is what's causing the ports to overpower and burn out that way. So that's a big no-no. I want my baby to stay alive.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. If you put in Xenoblade docked or undocked while charging, guaranteed your Switch is catching fire and melting in your lap. Is that like? I just want to make sure I understand. Is that what we're saying?
Borderline. I mean, it's scary. It's like I've like contemplated twice about buying one of those Nyko docks, and despite like all the port things, I'm like, oh, they're probably putting it in wrong or something like that. And no, it's a legit. Like,
well, the Nyko dock could work if you use the Switch power cable. Because so if you use the official Nintendo power cable, I think the Nyko dock won't give you an issue, based on some of the stuff I've read online too, which goes in line with what you're saying. So I think that's why they're fixing it for free, because they messed up.
It's on them for sure. I 100% agree with that.
I just want to point out that Kirby Geek says, man, Pyra must be more powerful when that happens. By the power of friendship, she's melting that thing. So,
oh, man.
Don't forget me.
Hey, what's the last thing your Switch says before it burns out? What was that? What was it?
Don't forget me. Think you can take me?
Don't forget me.
Don't forget me.
Oh my god. Just a quick tangent on that. There is a legit song that someone made. It's on YouTube. Look it up. Don't Forget Me. And it's the battle theme with the "Don't Forget Me, Don't Forget." And he like modulates the pitch of the voice. It's
Josh, I think, sent that to me at one point.
Would I do something like that? Would I send that to you?
I'm pretty sure you did.
I think so. Was it sang by Waluigi? That's
oh my god.
What? Don't forget me.
Hey Joe, can you help us settle something real quick? How do you feel about Waluigi?
And Kirby already settled this.
Do you want to?
It's a done dead issue.
Do you want to see Waluigi get his own game?
I don't get the obsession with Waluigi, to be honest.
Okay.
Thank you, Joe.
I feel like he just showed up because Wario was there and companion. But if he were to get his own game, I'd be okay with it. I'd be
jump.
all right.
No, we were gonna do a virtual
It can't be a
fist bump.
platformer. It can't be a platformer. That keep that as a Wario thing. Like give him the weird games.
So can
like give him
Waluigi
the
crawl?
offshoots.
Is that
Like you know how we have the WarioWare games?
Yeah.
I feel like that should be like Waluigi's thing. Like give him that. Give him a little
I
something. Just so
I
he
got a
has it.
game for him. Waluigi Voodoo Doll. You buy the doll. It comes with the game. You put the game in. You pull his leg off. The character loses his leg. You pull his head off. The game's over. You
Oh
throw
my
it away,
gosh.
and he never comes back.
Where-
We're done. Waluigi's over. Moving on. What else we got?
Yeah. Okay, well, I just want to let you guys know, as of right now, you guys are on the wrong side of history because 70% of the people on my poll on Twitter want Waluigi to get his own game. They want him to be more than just a jock, and they want to know more.
How long ago was this poll?
They're trolls.
It still has a day left, so if anybody wants to get involved, go to my Twitter, look for the poll. We need to know, for science, if people love Waluigi or hate him. Right now, 70% love him. Okay?
Was there any hacking involved in this?
Yeah, they're trolling me is what's happening.
So, there you go. There you go, guys.
How many times can one person vote? Because I have a feeling Killer voted 70 times.
Just once. Just once. I'll put it in chat right now so these guys can go vote if they want. There's the Twitter poll, guys. So make sure you
vote. No.
Your vote counts, right? Every vote matters. So, all right. Well, third-party digital sales have surpassed physical sales. Now, I talked about this on the NPC Mini, and we were trying to figure out, like, okay, are they saying did Skyrim sell more digitally than it did physically, or are we talking digital games as a whole minus or plus, versus physical games as a whole? And I believe that is the case. So this is all digital purchases versus all physical purchases. This stat doesn't surprise me, right? Because there's more digital games. There's digital games for $5. That doesn't surprise me, right? But I did grab the list of top 10 games, and here they are: SteamWorld Dig 2, Stardew Valley,
surprising.
Kamiko, Celeste, Woot, that's Hate's game of the year so far.
Game of the year.
Yeah, Fast RMX,
Wow.
which I was surprised to see that one, but it was that was out early, right? It was an early
Desperation.
one. Golf Story, Enter the Gungeon, Overcooked, doesn't surprise me. Game's awesome. NBA Playground totally surprises me. Did not expect to see that, but they just had put the wool over people's eyes or something, and they pulled it over their eyes, and it it worked.
They made their money and ran.
Yeah, and then no, they're giving Shaq Fu, so I mean, they're like,
when is that happening?
Also, is that a good gift? I mean, isn't that kind of like not a good gift?
It's funny. I mean, like the other game, the original Shaq Fu was so bad it was awesome.
Like a B movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Shovel Knight's the last game on the list. Kirby is like, where is Rocket League? I'm gonna say it's the next one, Kirby. So she looks a little fired up about the fact that Rocket League isn't there.
Man.
Like, I'm scared. I'm surprised it's not all caps. Usually it is. So
she does like to yell, "Y'all don't even know about Rocket League."
Y'all don't know about Rocket League. So, but I mean, hey, Golf Story. Really glad to see that. I mean, that is a Switch exclusive title, and so that's good. The only thing I can think with Rocket League is it's been out for so long in so many other places, and it was given away for free on the PlayStation. It was given away with lots of video cards for PC players, and so that would be the only thing, is that maybe just a lot of people already have it. They haven't pulled the trigger. I bought two, but one was digital, one was physical, Kirby. All right. I got one of each just for you.
You know what's not on this list?
Floor Kids.
Floor Kids. If you haven't bought Floor Kids yet, go get it. Do yourself a favor. It's not like any other game that exists. That's all.
I appreciate its ambitiousness for sure.
Yeah.
I went in thinking it was a rhythm game. Totally.
Yeah.
It's like true True breakdancing. Gosh, that's not. I almost said beatboxing.
Kind of close to beatbox.
Yeah, you're close.
Oh man, but I'm probably to blame for like a lot of the top 10 stuff in there.
Attaboy.
Like,
Attaboy. What size
Yeah,
SD
man.
card you got in that thing?
I have two 200s. I have to switch.
Oh, you are in good company, my friend. You are
Oh
in.
man,
you are in good
yeah, I'm
company.
bad. I got a problem.
We have the sickness together. It's awesome.
Ugh.
It is awesome. Well, this has been awesome. This has been fun. Joe, thanks for
It's
taking
fun.
the time, hanging out with us.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate it. Where can we find you? Where are all the places?
Yeah, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, all at Joe After Work. JoeAfterWork.com has everything. So if you're ever curious about what the library of stuff that I do looks like, it's all there.
Is there a regular stream schedule?
Yes, I am pretty much every day except Sunday and Wednesdays. I am 8 p.m. to midnight Eastern time. We do a lot of overtime, so it's just and that's a pun on the Joe After Work thing there. But so yeah, sometimes we go over, but that's more or less like you can almost guarantee that I am on during those hours for sure. I'm in the middle of like finishing up moving now. It's a giant mess here. That's why I have the green screen up during this entire time. So I apologize, but thank you guys.
Eric, this is for you.
Hey, listen.
Where can we find you, man? Where can we find you?
Did you do that late, or is that just what you do in front of me now? I'll take it either way. You can find me on Twitter at HateZero. You can find me in the NPC Discord, where there's a lot of great people, great conversation. Join up. If you tune in next week, Josh, N64 Josh, is going to braid the beard. We're bringing it back. He's braiding the beard. Hashtag braid the beard. It didn't work last time. Maybe we can get it this time.
Oh, we're totally gonna make that trend. Let's go.
Oh,
After our crew, you guys are in there. Let's make this.
No, let's not.
Hashtag braid the beard. We'll do it live 6 p.m. next week.
Yes.
At least it's not eat a shoe or whatever like before. It was like or like eat an entire tube of toothpaste or something. I don't know. It's always been
that's a
something.
good one.
It's always been something crazy. So, all right. All right, is that it? All the places we can find you, everything,
For
all
now.
that I'm doing.
For now.
Okay. All right. Sweet. Guys, you're gonna find me on. It's N64Josh on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Patreon, Snapchat, and Vero if you're new and fancy. Vero. Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know who's there. I see a lot of like directors on there, I think.
Fancy.
Ron Howard or something. Remember, I have a new show called the Smash Bros. Cast. Go check that out. Let me know what you think. If you like it, leave a review on iTunes. If you like this show, leave a review on iTunes. We'd really appreciate it. We got to get out of that 4.5 stars. Like, I don't know. There's just some people that hated us and gave us 1 star. No reason why. So if you like the show, we need to fight the 1 stars. Bring the 5 stars. All right.
If you don't like the show, give us 5 stars so we know to read your review and see how to improve.
Yeah.
The 5-star means we want you to improve.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. So we're trying to level up the show. So if you guys want to help us level up, jump into iTunes, leave us a review. We'd appreciate that. OG Nate Dogg asked if I'm also on Farmers Only and Hotmail. Yes, you'll find me there as well. MySpace, get in my top 8. You know, we'll get you there. Audibletrial.com/NPC. Get yourself a free audiobook from Audible. OP Seat, the chair I'm sitting in. OPSeat.com. Use coupon code N64Josh at checkout. Remember to check out my Patreon for an exclusive podcast each month. And N64Josh.com/store is going to let you see the NPC shirt and all the other shirts we have there, like Good Gom. You know, if you play Splatoon, you got to get a Good Gom shirt because that can't talk. So Good Gom is there. Remember, come and join us in the Discord. It's a clubhouse. We talk Nintendo. Today it was like extreme couponing and like just tech, like we just talked a little bit of like IT work, right? It's kind of how it went down. So come hang out. That's it. That's all I got. Thank you guys. We will see you next week.